All right, hey, Shalom. I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in true sincerity. I like to say Muwathla Bible, which is death to Babylon. And Lord willing, this is edifying for you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity, man. So, hey, man, you see what's going on, man, in the world. You know, in the world you have nothing but wickedness here, man. You know, it tells you that in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 16. Matter of fact, let's grab that real quick, right? Because America is filled with wickedness. Why? Because Job 9:24 tells you that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, man. And not everybody will be able to understand that. Not everybody will be able to understand this truth, man. You got all these things that's taking place. You got all these people committing wickedness and folly and bullshit, and nobody's really paying attention what's happening behind the curtain, man. And we know what's going on behind the curtain because Yahweh Shemel Shai, who you inly call God and Jesus Christ, they have revealed unto the prophets the things that's happening behind the curtain, man. They have revealed unto the prophets the enemy who have been taking place in order to rule the world that's causing wickedness on the earth today, man. So this here is the book of Ecclesiastes. Salakia. What is that? And it's wind. Salakia Akim. This wind blew me all the way to Isaiah. Salakia Hakim. Let me go back to Ecclesiastes. Right? So this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 16. And it says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, right? America is that place of judgment. Going back into the book of Revelations, the 17th chapter. Let's grab that real quick, right? So this is Revelations, the 17th chapter. Let's get that real quick. Then we can go back to that Ecclesiastics. So Revelation 17 and 1, it says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And if you go to the when you go to verse 15, the many waters represents the people, man, that come here to America, right? So when you the meaning of Revelations is to reveal. So the judgment of the great whore, which is America, Babylon, Rome, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, is back today, man, as America, right? And he said, what? For I will show you the judgment of the great whore. That judgment is what? Thermonuclear missiles, man. And there's going to be a lot of things that take place before those events happen, man. So let's go back to this Ecclesiastics chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, man. Wickedness is here, man. Wickedness have been here, man. The scriptures tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9, there's no new thing under the sun, man. There's no new thing under the sun, man. Everything that's happening now have happened then, man. People have been committing adultery, worshiping different gods. You have been having civil war. You have been having all these things take place, man. Right? Because these people have no knowledge. These people don't really know what's going on. All they want to do is party and bullshit. Go out clubbing, go out to the beach. But then again, you got this whole COVID-19, the coronavirus out here infecting people and killing people. Now, could it be a hoax? Could it be a hoax? Could it be something that they just is using for a distraction? Of course. The COVID-19 is for these elite baker families to use that as a distraction so they could push the RFID chip on people, which is the mark of the beast, according to the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter, and according to the book of Revelations, the 14th chapter, man. But you got Israelites out here today, you know, you got brothers out here today who call themselves Israelites, while, you know, and what they do. Well, they say that the mark of the beast is embargo, or the mark of the beast is Christianity, or the mark of the beast is the system. No, the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, because when you go to that word mark in the Greek, it is charagma, which means incision, man. So what is they inserting into your body? What is they inserting into your forehead? What is they inserting into your hand? With the RFID chip, man, so they can have complete control over your whole mobility, man, over your whole movements, your actions, your transactions. That's what they're doing, man. You know. So let's grab this back. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there, right? Because Job 9:24 tells you that the earth is ruled, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Who is the wicked? So real quick, let's grab that anyway, man. You know, and we consistently grab this scripture, you know, because this devil is always being brought up. Why? Because he's the one behind that curtain, man. Right? He's the one behind that curtain. So here, this is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who is the wicked? The so-called white man Esau Edom. He's been set up as the wicked. Right now, this is his blessing taking effect, like it tells you in the book of Genesis 27 and 40. Matter of fact, let's grab that too, man. Because we are in the midst of his blessing. But now we also coming, now he's also coming into the curses. Now the curses is being taken from us and being put on him. Why? Because all of his actions and all of his wickedness is being seen. Now what's happening now? People are coming against him, right? But like I mentioned before, we're in the midst of his blessing, man. Right? We're in the midst of his blessings. You even got the birds prophesying. Come on, Salakia. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse, let me get it here. Let me start at 38, not 37. It says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and with wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau Edom, which is a so-called white man, that's the biblical identity or the biblical nationality of these so-called white people. And it says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dough of heaven from above. And by thy sword, and the sword represents what? You know, in the ancient days, they used to pull a sword out the sheath, and the sword was a representation of what? War, right? The sword is a representation of war. Now, what do that sword represent? The gun, the modern day gun, you know, with the gunpowder, the bullets, and so on and so forth. And it says, and by thy sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So right now, man, these Edomites, they have the dominion of the earth, man. They have the dominion of the earth. And you can see that, man. Their faces is on everything and everywhere, man. You know, you can see that. They're ruling over the earth as of now. They're on the TVs. They're the presidents. They're the governors. They're the senators. They're the ones who place judgment. The majority of the courtrooms are nothing but Edomites. And that's how you know, man. That's how you know Job 9:24, the earth was given unto the hands of the wicked. That's how you know that the so-called white man is the wicked, man. Right? So let's grab this real quick. Right? Let's grab this. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. And it says, matter of fact, let me just start up at 1, man. Let me start up at 1. Let me get this meat. And it says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau's Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. So the Lord loved the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. He loved the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, right? But he what? He hated Esau. So you have people out here that say God is all love, 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 but God isn't all love, man. He tells you in Psalms 5:5 that he hates the workers of iniquity. When you go to the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter, he says, I hate the sinners. I hate sinners. You know, and what he just said right here, Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. What did he say? He said, for Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Let's grab that back. And he said, verse 3, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Esau said, we are impoverished, impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall be called, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, man. So these so-called white people, they are wicked, man. They are the border of wickedness, man. That's what they have been set up for. When you go to the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4, the scriptures tell you that the spirit, it says, for the spirit that is in him, that the spirit that is lifted up in him is not upright, man. It's not upright. So you see the actions that's being taken. You know, I was watching on a video before I came up here to the park. These Edomites was trying to hang Jake on a tree, man. They was trying to strangle Jake up on a tree. So you gonna tell me that hatred from the beginning is still not there? According to the book of Genesis 27 and 40, what is that, 41, 49, right? He said, matter of fact, let me just get it real quick. I started quoting it. Let's just get it, right? Same chapter, because that hatred is still here to this very day. And it says, Salakia, what was that? This is Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then I will slay my brother Jacob, man. So that hatred of Esau and Jacob, you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans and a so-called white man, you have always been enemies, man. You have been enemies since the time of being in the womb, man. You have been at war with each other in the womb. You know, let's get that, man. That's Genesis, the 25th chapter, man. The 25th verse. This is Genesis 25 and 25. And it says, matter of fact, let me start at 21. It says, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, man. So that's what the Lord told her. 2 nations are in thy womb. So 2 different people, 2 manner of people is in thy wombs, man. Is in thy womb. It says, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And Esau is the elder, which is going to come to pass that he will begin to serve who? The younger, which is Jacob, which is you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, Salakia. So these things have come to pass, and these things have always been in effect, man. But a lot of you people, you don't understand the Bible. You don't understand the Bible and what it represents. Not everybody will be able to understand this Bible because you're not listening to the words. The Spirit blocked you from the truth of the Bible, man. Then it tells you that in, what is that, John 5 and, let me see what verse that was. What is that, John 5? Salakia. This is John 5 and 47. And it says, but if ye believe not his writings, and the majority of you people, you don't believe in the writings of the Lord. Because when brothers break down the description of how the Lord really looks, now you say it doesn't matter. When you find out that the Lord is really a so-called black man, now you say it doesn't matter, man. Now you say, now it doesn't matter. Oh, well, it doesn't matter if he was red, white, blue, orange, green, purple, yellow. Because now it tells you in the Bible how he really looks. It tells you what tribe he was from. Hebrews 7:14. It tells you that he was a dark-skinned man. Revelations 1 and 14. You know, Daniel 7 and 10. You know, Jeremiah 14 and 2. You know, Job 30 and 30. You know, all of the Israelites were so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, and they was all dark-skinned people, right? If you go to what is that, Russia? They got an image. They got an image of who you call Jesus Christ as a dark-skinned man. He looks actually like a so-called black man, right? And that's the true image of the Lord. But the fact is that you people don't believe in the writings, man. You don't believe in the writings, and when it doesn't coincide with what you believe in, you come against it. You reject it. You don't like it, right? Real quick, I'm gonna bring that John 5:47 back. This is John chapter 7, verse 38. It says, he that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water, man. So you got to believe in what the scriptures say, man. You got to believe in the scriptures, right? This is the truth. This is the facts. This is the record. But you people, you reject that truth. You reject that fact, and you reject that record because it doesn't coincide with what you believe in. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you believe in. It's about what the scriptures say, man. This is John chapter 5, verse 47. But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words? So you don't believe our words, man, because you don't believe in his writings, right? But ultimately, it's just not meant for all of you, man. So let me get this, man. This is John chapter 8. Right? What is that? John 8 and John 8. This is John 8 and 43, right? John 8:43. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my words, right? Because not everybody is going to hear these words in truth. You know, you even got so-called Jews in Israel that's letting you know that so-called blacks are actually the true people of the Most High. And it's facts, because we fall under the what? We fall under the curses that have taken place in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, when it tells you that you shall be brought into Egypt again with ships. Exodus 20 and 2 tells you that Egypt represents bondage, man. And was not our people was not the so-called blacks brought over here, you know, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, brought over here by way of ships into slavery? So that was prophesied, man. Right? When you go into the book of, what is that? Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, it prophesied that Salmanasar will push the northern kingdom over here to this land that they know it's not. Did that not take place? That took place. Before these so-called white people came over here to this land, who was over here? The Hispanics and Native Americans, man. They dwell here, man. Right? But you people can't receive the truth. You can't understand the truth because the so-called white man got you so bagged up in this bullshit, man. Right? But what did the Lord say? He said, what? My sheep hear my voice. Let's get that, man. Let's get that, man. This is John chapter 10, verse 27. And it says, well, you know what? Let me start at 25. Yahushua, who you inly call Jesus Christ, answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me, right? Because the things that was prophesied of Yahushua coming, right? But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep, as I said unto you. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, right? We follow Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. And even Paul said in 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, he says, if you follow me, he said, for I am a follower of Yahushua, so be ye a follower of me, man. So we follow the things that the Lord wants us to do. You know, keeping the commandments, watching the time, seeing these things take place. And there's many things that's taking place, man. Right? You know, they're talking about stopping the unemployment checks, the $600 unemployment checks that you people getting because you've been laid off your jobs. They're talking about stopping those checks, man. They're talking about stopping benefits, man. Right? Because they can't supply to different cities with too much money, man. There's a limited amount of money they can give to you people, man. Right? And then what did they just dished out? The second stimulus packet? And that's what? Up to 30, I think it's 30 to 300 billion dollars. I forget how much it is, but it's around some $1 billion, man. Right? So there's things that's taking place in the world that's gonna have you people suffering, man. It says this is a day that have not happened, man. Right? Let me grab that. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, nor ever shall be. Right? So the times that's coming, which are going to take place,